Oh my gosh, I forgot the bois. I couldn't find the bois. I feel like I owe you guys the bois. And now we're live. Okay, yeah, I can't not give you guys the bois. That's insane. What are we even doing here if we're not doing the bois? Really? No bois? That is not acceptable. And you, the World Anvil community, deserve more than that. You deserve better than that. So I had to give you the bois. There are so many moving parts to doing the stream, and I do it so infrequently that occasionally things slip through the cracks. So welcome. We are live. It is our second to last WorldEmber prep and our second to last NovelEmber stream, write-in stream. So we've got a lot of work ahead of us and a short time to get there. I just segued into Smokey and the Bandit there. Either way, it's fine. It's all fine here. We've got words to make and we're ready to make them. So gonna check in with the chat and see what's up, guys. Okay, cool. Everybody, yeah, we had to do the bois. Strix says we deserve double bois. I don't know. I feel like one bois is sufficient. Have you been adequately boised, guys? I don't know. So Shadow Phoenix says, I thought WorldEmber started next week. No. This November has both gone by shockingly fast. Like it's definitely doing 75 in a 30. However, it also feels like it is a 6-week long November for some strange reason. I don't know if it feels that way to anybody else but me, but I just feel like November has been both endless and incredibly fast this year. So we have 1 week left before next weekend we wrap up NovelEmber and we kick off WorldEmber. And I said that correctly, both of those words correctly on my very first try. Guys, it's looking up. We're looking up here. Things are going better already than last week. Fantastic. I didn't trip over NovelEmber or WorldEmber. Perfect. Perfection. All right, cool. So I guess I want to start off with some questions. Ask you guys what was your favorite moment of the day or week this week. If you had a good week, I hope you had a good week. Our week was a little chaotic here at WorldEmber HQ, which WorldEmber HQ exists in a liminal space on the internets around the world in many different places. But wherever WorldEmber HQ was this week, it was exciting. So there we go. So Mochi Manaban also agrees that November has gone by shockingly fast. East. So also wants to know, is this our last? This is in fact our last prep stream. But you have a week of prep after this stream. Does that make sense? Yes, this is the last prep. And Strix wants to know if we combine NovelEmber with WorldEmber, would it be NovelEmber or WorldEmber? I feel that would be Novel World. I don't know. World Novel? Novel WorldEmber? Okay, I don't know. Yeah, okay. Anywho, that's what's up with all that. Wordy Girl votes for Novel World, which also sounds like a really cool theme park. If you're a reader, I would go to that theme park. I don't know about you guys. I would totally go to Novel World. And there would be like the horror section would have rides that make you throw up. And the adventure would be like, where the roller coasters go. I'm sorry, I spend way too much time in theme parks and also reading books. So there we go. I kind of went off on a tangent there. Cool. Checking in. Katoipoi finished Black Friday prep for work in record time this year while being simultaneously understaffed and overworked. Sounds like you have also had a very chaotic week, Katoipoi. It's going around, y'all. It's going around. So, all right. I also have a question for you today because while we're working on our word sprints, we're going to do a word sprint here in a minute. First, we're going to do homework reveal, but then we're going to do a word sprint. And if you don't feel like working on a word on a word sprint, if the words are not coming for you, I would like you to think about for the next time we are talking together like this, after the word sprint and after the homework reveal, to explain your work in progress in its movie meets movie format. Because guys, this week I went to the movies. I went to see Red One. I don't know if you've seen anything about Red One, but the best way I can describe it is it's J.K. Simmons plays a very surprisingly jacked Santa who gets kidnapped, and only The Rock and Chris Evans in Knives Out jerk mode can save Christmas. It's basically it is Air Force One meets Miracle on 34th Street. And I wasn't prepared for that. I don't know if you're prepared for that, but it was a very strange movie. It was kind of wild, but it also makes me want to go back and watch Violent Night so I can see David Harbour in what is basically Die Hard meets Miracle on 34th Street. I don't know how many different action adventure movies you can combine with Miracle on 34th Street, but it feels like they're going to try all of them. So that's happening. So anyways, think about your work in progress. And if you can, pitch it to the rest of the community in its movie meets movie format. And I'm excited to hear what you guys have to say about that. So you guys have been very patient with me. You have let me ramble like a maniac for 10 minutes now. And I have not given you the WorldEmber homework. WorldEmber prep homework. The words go in that order, Kat. WorldEmber prep homework. So I have to go do some magic right now. This is me going and doing some magic. And hopefully not breaking anything. I feel in my bones that Ando will be pretty mad at me if I break the challenge page. Ando is a very sweet person, but I feel very strongly that breaking the challenge page for WorldEmber prep is the thing that will make Ando not like me no more. So, all right. Saving the changes. You guys are patiently waiting for my internet to work. I'm also waiting patiently for my internet to work. Fantastic. Okay, I'm going to confirm this, but we should have now the week 4 homework. And it's there. Fantastic. Fantastic, guys. Okay. I'm going to drop the link in the comments because Andy is also, we are also without Andy. Amazing secondhand today. He has some family stuff that he has to take care of. And so it's just me, myself, and I, y'all. That's what you get today. So cool. All right. So the homework for today, which I'm going to try and screen share. I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but we're going to try it. Present. Share screen. Are we doing it? We are doing it. Fantastic. Fantastic, my friends. All right. So the week 4, harness the power of friendship. So few things help it more in WorldEmber than a group of world builder friends cheering you on and exchanging ideas with you. So use this last week of prep to find some friends you can lean on during the upcoming month. So homework assignment number 1, find a community. The internet is full of creative communities for world builders, writers, and game masters. If you prefer real life friendships, a friend will work too. Whatever the case, let people know what your goal for WorldEmber is. You can even share your WorldEmber work with them during December. For some people, having other people read their work is really motivating. For some people, it's not. It's okay if it's not. If you want to join an online community but can't find one, we've got our Discord, our Facebook group, our Reddit community, and you can use the hashtag WEPrep hashtag to join the conversation. Number 2, plan your writing schedule. Are you a planner? I'm not a planner, but it works for some people. Be it school, work, or family, most people have busy schedules. Look at your calendar and think about what you'll have time to write. Then make sure those hours are sacred. If you have family obligations, try to deal with them in advance and tell everyone at home to not bother you during your writing time. If you go to school or have a job, make good use of your free days or breaks. Planning in advance means that as soon as you get your writing times, nothing else will get in your way. Okay, and number 3, get some fresh air, like touch grass, guys. It's been a month of hard work to prepare your world and yourself for December, but the next month is the real challenge. So just like you would rest the night before a marathon, take some days to breathe and rest before WorldEmber. Just go out for a walk, meet up with friends, and relax so your brain is ready for December. So what you're going to do is you're going to write in your homework article this week about how you prepared this week. Don't forget to submit your homework to get your participation badge, guys. So I'm going to bring this down because I don't trust myself to not click onto something weird. Anyhow, so let's see what we've got going on in the chat. So I have to back it up. Longest, shortest month ever. I agree. Oh, I already went there. Hang on, you guys. So when I was talking about the Novel World theme park that apparently we're going to start because we're excited about that idea. Moonlight Bard said, entire section is just Jane Austen Land. I feel like that was a movie and a book. Austen Land. It really was. I'm correct. It had Carrie. I can't remember her last name, but she was in Felicity. Yeah. And also Waitress. But yeah, Austen Land is a thing. I don't think it's a thing in the real world. I think it's a fictional thing, but still, cool idea. Wordy Girl says she's been praying to keep going, sending hugs to everybody. We will gratefully accept your hugs, Wordy Girl. That is very thoughtful of you. I have seen this take before, Laria, and that Santa is a magical girl. It depends on whether you think that there's a transformation that takes place, I believe. If you think that Santa, if your canon is the Santa Claus movies where like Santa is just a regular dude 9 months out of the year, something like that, 10 months out of the year, and then like undergoes this magical transformation into Santa, into, the St. Nicholas figure, into a mythical creature. Maybe. I don't know. It's hard to say. Shadow Phoenix has a fave moment of the week. Piano lessons was tons of fun, and I'm seeing great progress. It's, we're all working on our creative projects. We're all working on our worlds and on our settings and on our campaigns and on our novels. And it can be kind of a slog, but it's really great when you see the progress, when you actually notice. The progress in any kind of creative work is often very incremental, and it can be really hard to actually see that progress on the day-to-day. So if you're having a moment where you're actually able to recognize that, that's really cool. So very happy for you, Shadow Phoenix. Cool. Okay. So we've had our homework. Everybody is excited about the homework. This is apparently a few people's favorite week for homework, which is just getting to, connect with your fellow world builders and having your team in place and doing a little bit of resting up and self-care, declaring some boundaries for your creative time for the upcoming months. And yeah, that's good. So I think I've stalled long enough. It's time for a writing sprint. We're going to do a fairly lengthy writing sprint. I'm going to pull this down and Guys, I made something for you. I made a overlay. Will I remember? Yes. We're having a writing sprint. We're going to do a writing sprint for, let's do a 10-minute writing sprint. We learned a couple weeks ago that the little GIF countdown that we had, it does not work. It's not good. So I'm going to be working on my current work in progress, which is the Barista's Guide to Saving the Galaxy. You guys can all jump into yours. I'm going to throw some lo-fi-ish music on so that we have like stuff tickling our brains and getting us into a creative mode. And then we're going to write for 10 minutes and then see how we feel after that. So everybody, let's get ready for that. So I'm going to mute myself and throw some music on. Hey, folks, we're down to about 3 minutes. Okay, guys, how did that go for you? I actually spent more of it editing and looking over my previous work than actually writing. But sometimes that's nice. Sometimes that can be kind of inspiring in that, like, maybe your work is a little better than you remembered it being. Maybe you remembered it being a hard slog and you're looking back like, oh, this is great. I don't know what I was worried about. This was actually pretty good. Excellent. Mochimanaman says they have pretty much completed the week 4 prep now. So you are ahead of the curve. You have a whole week to you can just enjoy the holiday week next week. I don't know if you guys, if you're in a place that celebrates American Thanksgiving, but that's the big thing that's going on next week is holiday week. Travel for a lot of people. For some people, it means that you will have some free time that you wouldn't ordinarily have because you got some time off from work. For some people, it means that you're going to be like cooking a large meal and having to deal with relatives and stressed out, and you will have much less time and energy for your creative work. So it really can go either way. So, all right. Looking back, Nolchek said, only need a little under 5K words to reach your goal. Great work. Very proud of you. Very happy for you, Nolchek. Wordy Girl said, deep breath, Kathy, you're doing great. No need to apologize much. Thank you very much, Wordy Girl. I actually, believe it or not, in a previous life, used to be a radio DJ at a couple of different live radio stations. But the difference between live radio and streaming is, number one, at the time I was doing it, there was no like live feedback. it was very easy to pretend nobody was out there listening to me. And second of all, like, your face is not on radio. So all of the very weird things that my face tends to do, apropos of nothing, I could not hide from people. So, or I cannot hide from people on streaming, which I could on radio. So yeah, streaming and radio, two very different things. Even though it's both live broadcasting, it's a little more stressful for me in this format. So cool. Also got a comment from Shadow Phoenix, who was talking about like seeing progress. I believe they said that like having recordings of your previous work with piano is a good way to see your progress, and that it works for writing too. If you just look at some of your older articles, you can definitely see progress. Same thing with writing a novel. If you look at some of your older drafts, some of my older novels, I have a really hard time going back and reading now because I've improved, not because I'm embarrassed about anything that I wrote at the time, but just because my writing has improved so much since 2013 when I started putting out novels that like it's hard for me to look back at like that version of my writing. So I hope everybody is having a delightful Friday. It's kind of towards the end of everybody's work week. So, whew, okay. Moonlight Bard says, my birthday this year is the day before Thanksgiving. Next year it's on Thanksgiving. I have a lot of friends whose birthdays are either on or near Christmas or on or near New Year's. This may be the first time I've met somebody this birthday is occasionally falls on Thanksgiving. Mine is the day before Veterans Day. So, it's not nearly as big a deal as being on one of those major holidays, but I do find that like, for some reason, and I think that reason is that it's 9 months after Valentine's Day, there's a lot of people with November birthdays out there. This feels like every workplace I've ever been, like it's me and 50 of my closest coworker friends who all have a birthday within 2 weeks of each other. So, cool. Shadow Phoenix is trying to figure out names. Names are so hard. Okay, last week during our writing sprint when Janet was here, I had to come up with a name for a recurring event that just sometimes happens in the setting. And like, even though it wasn't a specific person's name, it was just a term. Naming things is like very hard. I worked for a really, really long time at advertising agencies, and brand naming, just coming up with names for things, could be an entire multi-month project. Lots and lots of really smart people spending hours and hours of their time going through what is all the terrible versions of a name for something so they can finally get to the right, correct one. Names are hard. Names are just hard. So cool. Word Girl, one of my characters' birthdays is tomorrow. See, November. November is birthdays month. It really is. So, we got a comment here from Lollybo. Struggled too much with the whole own worst critic thing. I'm always so harsh on myself that reading old work just feels so demoralizing. I know that feel. That feel is me. I'm so sorry for that because, yeah, it's first of all, because you're so close to the work, any minor flaws like continuity errors, things like that, you will be the one that catches all of those. Or even worse, if you don't catch it and somebody else points it out to you, you feel like, oh my gosh, how did I not see that? So yeah, I think being your own biggest fan is hard, and being your own worst critic is also hard. So the more that you can kind of rewire your brain a little bit to somewhere in your heart. So if somewhere in your heart, the version of you that's your own biggest fan didn't exist, then you wouldn't keep writing. Yes. So if you're struggling to connect to that person, part of yourself that is your own biggest fan, then just trust that they're there. And that they're just not as loud as the part of you that's your own worst critic. So that's the only advice I can give to that is like, if your own worst critic always lives in your head, but also your own biggest fan also lives there, or else you wouldn't do the work. So like, choose who to listen to. as much as you can. It's harder. It's easier said than done, but it's hard. So, okay, cool. Wordy Girl coming in with a big name tip. Use baby name books to find names. That is excellent, unless you're writing like some kind of second world fantasy where the name, real world names don't make any sense, which is that's you set yourself up for that problem, didn't you? Anyways, okay. Moonlight Bard. Oh, all the Scorpios, Sagittarius love babies in an office together. Yeah, that's the real struggle that happens late November, early December. Cool. All right, so let's see what questions we had. Nobody has given me a work in progress that is it's movie meets movie format. So I'm a little disappointed, guys. I was really hoping that like you would have your own version of Die Hard meets A Miracle on 34th Street, or The Fifth Element meets Murder, She Wrote. I don't know. Also, at least one person has asked me offline if either I or Janet is going to be working on the idea that we pitched about like the romance between the writer and the FBI agent that like lives in their webcam. Not at present. That is not happening at present, to the best of my knowledge. I can't speak for Janet. I'm not writing that right now, but that's an idea. If you know, okay. So cool. Okay. Ooh, Bonnie Juju has a suggestion. The Everyone Everywhere list from DriveThruRPG has a lot of first and last names by culture. So if nothing else, that could be a really good jumping off point for coming up with names for things. So, oh my gosh, we have a work in progress thing. Shadow Phoenix. It's Surf's Up meets Penguins of Madagascar. That sounds exciting. Okay. So guys, it is 11:39. We have time for another 15-minute word sprint. And so I'm gonna put up some more lo-fi music and throw up my timer again so that you guys can see it. And we're gonna write our way to victory this Friday. That is what's gonna happen. So where's my overlay? There we go. And I'm going to make myself small again. And I'm going to give you guys some music so you don't have to listen to me rambling for 15 minutes. You're welcome, guys. You're very welcome. So "15 minutes on the clock, starting now." Okay, guys, how did that sprint go? Was it better than the first one? Not as good as the first one? Okay, I actually made some more progress on that than I was expecting to. The words started flowing a little bit better. I have my emotional writer support beverage here. We're drinking oolong tea today. I don't know what you guys, if you guys also need an emotional support beverage or a series of emotional support beverages, as the case may be. So let's see. Let's check in and see how everybody's doing. Shadow Phoenix says, I have 3 out of 5 names. That's actually really good. Like if you came up with 3 out of 5 names in that short of a period, that's strong work. Excellent work or whatever. Okay. Wordy Girl says we need cute cat dancing with braids to lo-fi assist. We can maybe make that happen. I don't know. I'm just going to jump in here into the chat and drop the deets on our upcoming premiere because I'm very excited about it, you all. If you have a festive occasion coming up, like many of us do, big holiday get-togethers, things like that, and you need to get a one-shot pulled together fast, Janet has created a sort of quick 7 hot tips for creating a festive holiday seasonal / it's not specifically Christmas, but not Christmas. One shot for you, either for your regular party or if you're like me, I have a lot of friends and family members who are very curious about D&D or tabletop games more generally. And holiday get-togethers can be a really good time to introduce your family members and friends and people who are curious to the hobby. It's a great time to do that. There's also an extra bonus tip stick around to the end because there's some extra great bonus tips, very specific stuff for including kids in the game if you don't normally have kids at your table, in a way that like they'll have a good time and everybody else will still have a good time. So it's really one of the better, more useful and well-timed videos that we've had coming out. So yeah, that's what's coming up in about 10 minutes. So feel free to join us over on the main YouTube channel and watch that. It's a pretty quick video. I think it's about 5-6 minutes long, and it's just action-packed with tips for creating really fun, satisfying seasonal one-shots. So very excited about that. Oh, we actually have, hey, Lollybo. We have it's blank meets blank. It's Vox Machina meets Six of Crows. Pardon the mixed media. Movies, books, TV shows, it's all fine. I love this because Six of Crows, I loved that book. I haven't read the other, like the Grisha verse novels, just Six of Crows and the companion, both of the duology. So I can't remember what the second one was called, but heisty Amsterdamish things in fantasy Amsterdam. Yeah, I love that. That sounds fantastic. So Shadow Phoenix says, writer support beverage is definitely coffee during the day. I am on a very strict and regimented caffeination program. I have coffee up until about 11 o'clock, tea tea from about 11 o'clock till 2 o'clock. And then, as I was explaining to Janet the other day, if I get this post-lunch sleepies at about 2 or 3 p.m., sometimes I will do a moonshot of espresso drink that just like hypes me up to get through the remaining workday. And the hope is that instead of keeping me up all night, that a 2 or 3 o'clock espresso drink, I'll just like go up and peak and then crash at an appropriate bedtime. So that's my writer support beverage or whatever. So Milkshake says theirs is further up in the chat. Oh my God. It's 12 o'clock, guys. We made it through an hour. We made it through. You guys stuck with me here for an hour, and I'm very happy about it. So we're going to be wrapping this up so that you guys can head over to YouTube for our premiere of how to write a seasonal / holiday one-shot like a pro. And I'll be jumping over there in the comments and looking forward to seeing you guys. Thank you so much for spending part of your Friday with me writing. I love writing, and I especially love writing with friends. And so I'll see you over on YouTube, and I'll see you next week if I don't see you before then. Have a great week, and you know what to do. Grab your hammer and go world build.